All right, lovely viewers. This is a follow-up to the double comparison that we looked at. This is what we call illogical comparison. Now, if you have a deco at what sentences we have on the board, you realize that these are sentences, 4 of them. And these sentences are called illogical comparison. We will come to find out what they mean. Why are they unacceptable grammatically? So we will begin with the definition, which is illogical comparison. Now, comparison, yes, has to do with comparing or, comparing one thing to the other. We looked at that in our earlier video. This one, or in our previous video, sorry, this one is illogical comparison. Now, if something is illogical, it means that it doesn't follow the pattern that it's supposed to follow. It does not make sense, let's put it that way. It means what we have is weird, it's strange. It doesn't make sense anymore. So, if we have a comparison in grammar and it is illogical, then we are talking about the fact that there are certain things that are compared here that are illogical in terms of grammar. Let's look at the first example. Apostle Joshua is better than the church. Yes, we know that Apostle Joshua's sermon is one of the, if you like, the most wisdomatic, how do you call it, pastors in the world, or apostles we have in the world now. And he's preached a lot of stuff that have, resonated with a number of us. The point is, someone who has sat down to listen to this man for years, for months, said that, he has come to resolve that Apostle Joshua's sermon is what? He's better than the church. Which means that he's comparing this man to that of what? The church. And that is the illogicality here. You cannot, no matter how good someone is, no matter how knowledgeable, how anointed, how wisdomatic he is, you cannot compare him to a building. So perhaps the point is that in the effort of trying to say the person is good, is intelligent, is knowledgeable, is comparing him to that of church. There are many people do that, especially in football. Somebody can say that Ronaldo is bigger or is better than Manchester United. You cannot compare a person to a whole, if you like, a team. You cannot compare the pastor, the man of God, to the whole church. When you do that, in grammar, it is not correct. Maybe semantically, in terms of meaning, whatever you are saying, it may make sense in terms of semantically, but grammatically, syntactically, it does not. So you are comparing Apostle Joshua to that of the church. No, you are comparing to the members of the church. So it's supposed to be Apostle Joshua is better than any other member of the church. Or he is better than the rest of the church members. He is better than maybe, yes, any other member of the church. So you are comparing him to the individuals in the church, not the church as an what? Entity. And that is illogical comparison. No matter how you try to explain, grammatically, it does not sound right. We also have Cristiano is better than El Nassr FC. Many people believe that the Saudi Arabian league, if you like, is heading south or cannot, it lacks warmth compared to the ones we play in Europe, the ones we see in Europe. So Ronaldo going there and making mincemeat of the league, scoring 8 goals in 5 matches and 2 assists, it is a monumental achievement. And we expect that Ronaldo is bigger or better than El Nassr. So somebody as a fan, CR7, greatest of all time, will say, if you look at Ronaldo and what he's doing, he is better than El Nassr. Are you comparing the footballer, one person, to the whole club? As I said, if you like, in terms of literature, it may make sense. Maybe you are being exaggerated, you are exaggerating. We call it hyperbole. So if you compare Apostle Joshua's sermon to the church, you are using hyperbole, exaggeration. It is understood in terms of literature. But when it comes to grammar, it is not. Because Cristiano cannot be compared to El Nassr. So what do? We say that Cristiano is better than any other player in El Nassr. Or he's better than the rest of the players in El Nassr. You are comparing the individuals, not the individual and that of the club. So somebody can say that looking at Messi and what he has achieved so far, he's better than PSG. No, that person cannot be bigger than the club. It is just wonderful that today we have players who are given so much power that they can be better than a football club. And they say that some players have autonomy in a club. So if you go to PSG, we have players who have autonomy, who can decide who goes and who comes in. The point is that you cannot say Messi is what? Bigger than, if you call PSG, Paris Saint-Germain. No. He is what? Better than any other player, any other member of the club. And that is grammar for you. We also have Miss Bell's outfit is newer than Efia Odo. Now just imagine, Miss Bell's outfit is newer than Efia Odo. The question here is that, are we comparing Miss Bell to Efia Odo, or we are comparing the outfit? Clearly, grammatically, you realize that Miss Bell's here, if we are asked of the subject of this sentence, the subject of the sentence here is not Miss Bell. Miss Bell here with apostrophe S is an adjective. It is a possessive pronoun. Sorry, a possessive noun. And the possessive noun acts as an adjective. So here, the subject of the sentence is outfit. If it is the two, then the two of them is called a noun phrase. So this becomes a noun phrase. The subject of the verb is. But we are looking at the subject itself as one entity. So we are comparing the outfit here rather to Efia Odo, which is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. So what do? Miss Bell's outfit is newer than Efia Odo's. So we have another apostrophe here, which means that there is an ellipsis here. In grammar, we call it ellipsis. In English, when there is a word and you decide not to bring the word for whatever reason, then it's called ellipsis. So it could have been Efia Odo's outfit. So that we are comparing the two outfits. But we can decide not to bring the outfit here, and it's understandable grammatically. So if Miss Bell's outfit is newer than Efia Odo's outfit, then we are comparing the two outfits. But when you say that Miss Bell's outfit is newer than Efia Odo, then it is illogical comparison. That is about that. We also have, I have a friend called Pablo, and he has a very nice car. So you have another friend called Duncan who also has a car. But if you look at the two cars, one is classy than the other. So what do you say? Do you say that Pablo's car is more classy than Duncan? When you do that, it's just like Miss Bell's outfit. The subject here is the car, not Pablo, because here Pablo becomes a possessive noun, which is an adjective describing what? The car. Therefore, the comparison is between this car and what Duncan also has. So Pablo's car is more classy than Duncan's, apostrophe S. We have ellipted, or yes, or if you like, omitted the possessive or the possession that Duncan has. So more classy than Duncan's car. So you can compare Pablo's car to Duncan. Human and a car. That is what we call illogical comparison. Thank you for your subscription, your watch, and how do we call it? Your likes. God bless you.